Hi guys, I'm Will and welcome back to the channel. So today I'd like to talk about Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. So I recently watched this movie after countless amount of years just ignoring it from the franchise. On my yearly watches of all the Friday the 13th movies, I specifically leave that one out because I didn't like it. Generally did not like it, did not click with me. And I thought a couple of nights ago, like, right, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to force myself to watch it. And I surprisingly enjoyed the movie. But there is things in this movie that I feel could make it better. So here's the things I would fix in Jason Goes to Hell. So number one, if we're keeping the body hopping aspect of it, so Jason dies, but his heart, person eats a heart, body hopping, possession sort of thing. I love it for the key fact of the lore in this movie, the mythology. We don't really get that in any other Jason, so the mythology is good. But what I would change if we keep the core aspect of the body hopping is, so whoever Jason body hops into, for instance, the guy in the morgue, I believe, or just some doctor, you see him in the mirror, you see Jason in the mirror, so it's like you can see he's possessed. So what you could have is either have the doctor deteriorate over time, and you can start to see the way his head's all burnt and bobbly and misshaped and stuff. You start to see aspects of Jason actually coming through. So his body deteriorates, and then Jason comes out of the body, almost like bursts through the body like a chest hugger. Can burst through the body, and then that means Jason is revived, and we've got Jason for the rest of the movie. Or the other aspect is you can have just Jason as normal, like, so the body hopping aspect as normal, but you can have, so Jason isn't actually there, but to the audience watching it, it's Jason doing the killings. Because I think a lot of people have a problem with this movie that you don't see a lot of Jason. Because for me, the first part of this movie feels like a real Friday the 13th movie, and then the end of this movie, that also feels like a Friday the 13th movie. But for the end, the start and the end, all this in between doesn't feel like a Friday the 13th movie. There's nothing there apart from the possession that it feels like a Friday the 13th. So I think for the audience watching, you should be able to see Jason, but in the movie logic, it should be the doctor, the sheriff, or the police. If you get where I'm coming from, I think that should be the way it goes. Also, as I say, Jason could be a chest hugger. A chest hugger? Like, one of the things that breaks out like an alien, almost like that sort of Freddy Krueger sort of style when he breaks out in A Nightmare on Elm Street 2, where he bursts through his chest. That could be the way Jason is. So you eat the heart, the worm thing possesses you, Jason bursts out of your chest, but in order to stay alive, he needs to keep going to different bodies eventually, because he is not supposed to be in this world anymore because he's blown up. Obviously, you could take it back to Camp Crystal Lake because we had New York, and then now we've got somewhere, I can't even remember where it is. So you've got New York, and then you've got Jason Goes to Hell. It would be good to take it back to Camp Crystal Lake, 'cause I feel like enough time has passed in the movie universe that a bunch of campers could go to Camp Crystal Lake, and it just feels like it just feels too much of a supernatural type of movie. As I says, I love the mythology that deepens in. My last video was about Jason as a deadite in that whole universe. So yeah, that is my thoughts, my opinions. That's how I would change Jason Goes to Hell to make it a little bit better, make it more watchable for a lot more people. I know I've rambled on a little bit, but yeah, what are your thoughts on my changes? What would you change to make it a better movie? Leave your comments down below, and I'll see you on the next one.